on your screens tonight. It's the Andy and Remy Steel Show for your home delight. We're talking about Age of Sigmar and anything else that is cool. Talking about Warhammer Fantasy, it's easy to learn the rules.
Welcome one and all. It's time for the Andy and Rem Show. Christmas special, or Xmas special if you will. Festive fun time frolics to be had. And joining us, as you will see as we unveil our star-studded panel for tonight's show by removing beautifully crafted thumbnail. Top notch this week. So there we go, it's gone. Not only do we have a giant Santa in the middle of the screen, who is a welcome addition to the lineup, we have, as usual, Mr. Remington, who is not fiddling with his blinds.
Do you hear that?
Yes.
Let's just say yes.
There you go. How about that?
That was lovely.
That's really putting me in the Christmas spirit. I don't know about the rest of you.
Yeah.
So the blinds are sorted. People can't actually see them though. So would you like to just confirm that the blinds are in fact closed?
They're closed, baby. They're
Okay.
closed. Look, they're closed.
There we go. Blind watch.
Blind confirmed.
Important parts of the show. We're also joined by, yet again, returning for the first time in a while, we've got Annie of Bad Squiddo from a very distant location. Totally
Yes,
not
very far.
several feet below me at the moment.
You can hear Andy talking as well.
Hogging all the festive decor around the house, it must be said.
Yes.
Look at that tree.
Ooh. Very pretty.
That's a beast. It looks a lot better on video than it does in person, actually.
Don't
Is
tell
that
them that.
good? Yes.
We're also joined by, for the first time ever, a deeply mysterious figure who's been kind of loitering around the community like a lost soul, providing top-notch graphical expertise to this show and also slaying rats on the Vermintide streams, if anyone has watched those. At least 5 people have. We're joined by the legendary figure of Batzooka.
Hello. I have been found.
Yes, and you're actually coming to us from faraway lands.
Yes. I'm in the States, so.
And there's a bit of a festive message on the wall behind you there. And I think people can maybe not see it because there seems to be a giant bat's claw over it.
Oh, that's true.
But
Yeah.
You can...
Merry Christmas, you filthy animals.
Yes, and that's a festive message if ever I've heard one. So, Mr. Rem, speaking of filthy animals, shall we immediately start with the stock market?
Oh, yes, and why not? It's a green day, everybody. If you're wondering why the band was called Green Day, it was meant for days like this, when the stock market explodes and Games Workshop shares follow suit.
I promise this is going to be a festive episode, but for now...
You told me my investment was poor last week. I should have sold, but no, I stayed strong. And look at that. You need to see the bottom bit, Andy. That's the 3-month chart. You can see that big dip in the middle. And now you can see that we're rising to almost all-time highs once more. We're rising to, what is it, £110 a share? That means Remington is up by £100 in just 1 week. And the magic number, 69% up on my investment.
Well, then I don't know who was telling you to cash in your shares. I certainly wasn't.
No.
I didn't.
I think it was that pesky audience.
Yeah.
Trying to sabotage your financial trajectory.
We were always supportive. Very
But you
supportive.
know what? I went into Warhammer World today after dropping off Andy's present and your present, Annie, and it was dead. It was absolutely empty in there. I was pretty much the only person in there, which was the staff were telling me that's not. It's very strange, but there was sanitizer everywhere, and I picked up a box. They
Of
immediately
sanitizer.
told no. I picked up a box there. I was just looking at the back of it, just browsing. And they said, "Right, could you put that on the counter so we can wipe it down?" So they're like, super. What's the word? Safe, I suppose. Super safe. There you go. I bought some bits. I bought these, Andy. Blood Bowl Necromantic Horror Blood Team.
Oh, nice.
So how about that? I got that because of the pumpkin guy. I love that pumpkin scarecrow.
So if you want to get Remington to part with his
Oh, yeah.
millions that he's earned from the stock market, put pumpkins on everything.
You betcha. So I might add them to my halfling army, and then finally, I couldn't resist a little present for myself, and that is some Canite Shadow Stalkers.
Ah.
Those definitely
They're
have
cool.
they definitely have Remington written all over them. They fit your aesthetic when it comes to miniatures, certainly.
I like
So
the
that,
cape.
yeah, I like them
Hey,
too.
Ren,
So, yes, miss.
you know your new Blood Bowl team?
Yes.
Did you know? The Bad Squiddo Games actually manufactures quite a range of pumpkins and horror-themed scenics.
Oh well, in that
And then
case,
you've got
Annie,
pumpkin guys for the faces, for all the stuffs.
I need to stock up on pumpkins, and
Yeah, we got
you'll be
all the
the.
pumpkins. Got giant pumpkins.
Let's
Yeah,
go, Bad
didn't
Squiddo
know that.
Games. Bad
Ah,
Squiddo Games, everybody.
On the subject
Oh.
of pumpkins, would anyone like to tell me how long ago Halloween was? Anyone?
It was a couple days back, I think.
I think.
Yeah.
Phil, this is entrapment.
A
This
good
is
couple of
entrapment.
a good couple of months
Am I-
ago
am I
now.
coming to an
About 2, I would
intervention?
think. About 2
So,
months.
when would you say most people
Fine.
dispose of their pumpkins after Halloween?
I'd say they leave them till the new year.
Interesting answer.
So,
Carved pumpkins usually don't even last till Halloween.
Well,
why?
what's going on,
Good
Mr.
quality pumpkins
Oh,
can last
why-
a long time.
Why would the share price go up if there's it's an empty store and people are scared and it's probably going to be another lockdown here and
What's this got to do with pumpkins?
I don't know, man. I
He's
just
going
got to get
back.
that out. I'm not
'cause you-
complaining. I'm not complaining. I don't
You
know.
had a bunch of releases just recently because they released the Bugman deal. They released the Blood Bowl stuff, which had the code for the Steam game. Bunch of new things.
It's all
Right.
online, that's why no one's going to go
That's
to
a lot
that
of
shop.
online.
Yeah.
And
So
maybe their price has been affected by all the recent news developments. So, just speculating here, if the UK is pretty much cut off from the rest of the world forever because we're like in a zombie apocalypse when everyone else is fine, then surely companies based here are not going to have any competition from overseas, for example, in the miniatures world.
But all the best miniatures are produced in Nottingham, aren't they? Right? You got Bad Squiddo Games, right? You got
Obviously, listed number one.
Mantic, got Games Workshop. I mean, what I'm worried about is Brexit. How will that affect things? I don't know. Anyway, I'm
I'm
not
not
complaining.
too worried. I'm not too worried. I think it's going to suck for a bit, but people need to get, well, yes, they need to get the things. Stuff's going to ship. It can't not. So, although yesterday I was pretty much an enormous ball of stress because we currently in the UK have, being cut off by COVID, so we can't ship or no one can ship to us. Brexit's about to happen this Christmas thing. But I don't see it as a reason for panic. Like, especially places like GW, they've got hubs all over the world, so it might be more of an ask to ship to direct to customers. But if you ship into distribution hubs and things like that, there's going to be ways of doing it. So.
Annie, where's your? Do people buy your stuff from abroad? And if where is the most popular location abroad?
America, the USA is
Wow.
number 2.
USA.
And yes, and then it goes to Sweden.
I was going to say,
Sweden's been number 3. I'm not big in Sweden.
You have a
Awesome.
really weirdly huge Swedish following, don't you?
It's
Awesome.
wicked.
That's true.
So yeah, we sell like at least half of our stuff overseas, if not 2/3. I haven't checked in a while. So it's a big deal. So I'm not
Yeah.
being blasé and like ignoring it. It's obviously a massive source of stress, but it'll be fine. I think it's going to work somehow. It's got to work. Things might be a bit more expensive, but
I think meantime
life.
we've got to get used to beans on toast here. I think that's going to be
I can actually
that's going to be the
confirm
reality.
if Annie's prices go up, Bad Squiddo Games website, she may say that it's got something to do with new supply chains and all this malarkey, but actually it's because there's an extension being excavated into the gold coin vault below the house, which is currently
We
suitable
need
for swimming.
more space for the gold coins.
You can swim in it at the moment, but it's not like a full-length swimming pool,
Hmm.
so you have to stop and
Well-
turn around a bit too often.
The chat's going mental. Skippage says, someone told me that GW is worth more to the UK for exporting than the entire fish industry's
No,
worth.
it's a meme. It's a meme. It's not.
Debunked
So,
by Annie.
I just,
Annie,
just
Such a party pooper.
I see all this all the time with just all war game memes. I go, it's a funny meme. Oh no, people are discussing it. Oh,
Go and buy
sorry.
fish.
Oh, I'm here. It's because you've
Only
been
buy
picking on me. I'm
miniatures.
like, well, you know what? That fun thing, that's gone.
Well, this has been a nice pivot away from pumpkins,
But
but I feel like
yes, we're
I
back
should
on
point
pumpkins.
out that there are still 2 pumpkins in this house on top of the fridge.
There are, yes.
Like,
Do they
just-
smell?
I
Is
don't
that
know.
A
Therefore,
trumpkin.
they're edible. They're edible.
I'm scared to sniff them.
They will be. I've sniffed them. I sniffed them today. Every day I give them a little. And then.
Is that
And then
pumpkins
go
or
a
the
little
guinea
hard.
pigs?
Like pumpkins are big in the USA, aren't they? Pumpkin pie, pumpkin soup. It's a big
Yes.
deal.
That was a thing where when you carve out pumpkins, you would save the seeds and then season them with, like, cinnamon and stuff and bake them and eat the seeds. That was a big thing around here because you can also give like pumpkin seeds to like certain pets and things. They're pretty healthy. Pumpkin themselves are really healthy for dogs, I think is what it is.
No part of the pumpkin is wasted. You either
We're
eat it
going to have
all.
pumpkin for Christmas.
There you go. I'm just saying, if you go and take a rotten pumpkin and throw it outside, they'll grow on their own. Like, you'll have pumpkins by next year. I've done that a few times.
I think these pumpkins are absolutely
At least
fine.
by
They're very
me.
solid, turgid.
How do you know when
Like
Barbara? How do you know when a pumpkin is ripe?
usually when it changes colors. So usually people go by orange. I think it's usually green when you start doing it. It's been a while since I've grown pumpkins. They're all different per variety. So
We'll make
gourds
sure
are very
to,
strange
we'll have you back on the
things.
show for next Halloween as our resident pumpkin expert.
Hopefully I have a garden by then, so I'll let you know. I know about jalapenos. That's all I got.
I'd like an army of pumpkins. An army of pumpkins featuring Bad Squiddo pumpkins. That'd be
I was going to
awesome.
say, I don't know where you can buy pumpkins from. And a particularly Halloween themed kit based purely on Halloween.
Well,
I don't know.
we're
I don't
Christmas
know.
at the minute. Annie, have you got any Christmas things going on with Bad Squiddo?
Yes,
Any
we sell
Christmassy
Christmas
things?
gift packs, actually.
Okay.
Small little presents in 28mm of gifts. You can paint them up for your little dioramas. You can give a gift as a gift.
Not only that,
Also, we do gift cards.
Yes,
which
look
you
at
can
them.
You can have a really cool card, or you can have it digitally. So even if you forget and it's the 24th, you're like, oh, everything's on fire, and I forgot to get this person a gift. Get them a Bad Squiddo gift card.
even if it's 6 a.m. on Christmas morning and people are just busting down the door getting to the presents, you can be on your phone purchasing a Bad Squiddo gift card. And
Now
that'd
I
be
thought
wonderful.
of all, I was thinking of all you guys yesterday because I watched the movie Marwin, starring Steve Carell, and it's about a guy who he has a serious traumatic event in his life, and then he goes into himself and builds dioramas of miniatures and lives his life through the miniatures. It's an awesome film. It's like World War II vibe, but it's absolutely brilliant film. You got to watch it. Marwin on Amazon Prime.
Feel a bit called out by that.
It is a bit creepy. It is a bit creepy, but he's kind of a sweet man.
At least it's contained creepy.
Now,
A bit more acceptable.
earlier today, a Remington rolled up around these parts. Not going to give too much information on where he rolled up to, because obviously legions of fans had swarm outside the house. But there was an exchange made. And it's traditional, obviously, for Christmas presents to be opened on Christmas Day. But because we've got a live show right now, and because Mr. Remington is, of course, now bound by... What's a good way to put this? He's got a lot of commitments now around Christmas time. So perhaps won't have time for frolicking with the likes of us. So we decided that all Remington-based gifts can be opened live on the air. How does that sound, audience? It's like an early Christmas. So, who is going to go first? Because I've got a present right here from Mr. Remington. I know that Annie has got one there as well. And I can also exclusively reveal that the Remster did also drop off a couple of very nice, fancy-looking bottles of some kind of flavoured liquid as well.
It looks very nice.
If you don't want one of them, I'll take one.
I've been informed that my gift was unwrapped, so Andy wrapped it and put "from Rem" on it.
That is true.
So I'm really prepared for this well thought out gift.
In addition, I'm going to reveal that Mr. Remington also committed a gift-giving faux pas. In that, first of all, he was hesitant to hand over the bag. I took the bag of presents from him, and then he was standing there expectantly looking at the bag, as if to say, "Can I have the bag back?" And I said to him, "Do you want the bag back?" And he said, well, "Yeah, it's a nice bag." Now, everyone out there, when you give presents in a bag, that bag is no longer yours, essentially. That is considered part of the gift. Maybe to be reused on a later present exchange, but
Well, that's
Mr.
it,
Remington
next
is not
year,
aware of
Rem
this.
gets the bag back.
That's true.
That's how it works.
The cycle.
I didn't ask for the very expensive bag back that I handed over the presents in.
Where is that? No, that was like cling film bag, wasn't it? That was. No, I think I took the dog out for a walk and used it for the dog's business.
Well, you can still have it back, apparently, but...
So I think that Mr. Remington should open a present first because there are a few in there.
Okay, well, I've got 3 magical gifts. At this point, I really don't care what they are because it's just awesome having any kind of gifts. You see, my family didn't really celebrate Christmas, so it wasn't really a big deal for us. So this is like amazing. So which one? This is awesome. This feels like something really, really amazing. I want to save that till last. This one looks as if you want me to do a little sample in there and then send it to you. Which I'm happy to do if that's what you want.
I came from this. I had to package it really well. I wanted to make sure it didn't get hurt. That's all
Okay, let's do this one then. This is
Okay.
for Rem.
This
Yes.
came all the way from foreign lands, landed just before we were cut off from the world as well.
Yes.
Okay,
That was good timing.
You couldn't, I
cutting
think,
out.
unscrew the top on it.
unscrew the. Can I
Or
sniff
it
it?
pops off. I mean, you can. I don't know if it has a smell.
Wow, this is all the way from America, man.
It
This is
smells
brilliant.
like freedom.
Yeah, it probably smells like gum.
Well, let's. Yep. Okay, here we go. Okay, we've got some string. Got some.
I wanted to make sure you couldn't see through it.
Is it gauze? Is this if I
It's
cut
made
myself?
of cloth because I did
Yeah.
cross stitch.
I can do that. That's useful.
Yeah, for when
That's
you've got the
true.
hobby knife and
Okay,
slice through
we've
those
got-
fingers.
We've got bubble wrap. Oh my god, it's a miniature. It's the plastic green miniature. Oh, it's a crystal miniature. I've never seen the like before in my life. Is it jade? Is it precious?
Finest green.
It's resin.
It's resin. You don't get green resin. Come on. You're on about. Oh wow! It's like a satire. A satire. A green
Satyr?
You want us-
satyr.
you want it to be revealed exactly what it is? You want to tell him?
He's got a
You tell him.
mandolin.
Okay, I'll tell you. So, it is a depiction of how Remington the Bard looked on the final episode of The Forest of Rem. With all the
Oh my God.
mutations.
Let me just do that. Maybe does that make it any clearer?
can see a
Never
little bit.
does.
And I
It
know.
never helps.
You can kind of
Mom.
see it. I should have sent a picture. I guess you probably saw pictures when I sent it to you.
When you've painted it up, though, we'll be able to see it in all its glory. Oh, God.
The dinner tray.
I liked the green on green for clarity. That was
Yeah.
Move it closer.
Ah!
Closer.
Oh,
Ah!
You kind of get the idea. So he's got a mandolin.
What are you doing?
he's
Itchy.
dying. Oh yeah, you can pretty much see it.
Mandolin.
Yeah.
He's got hooves. He's got a tail, horns, all the mutations that Remington suffered on his voyage.
This is so beautiful. I'm going to put it on a plinth, like a trophy. I mean, do I paint it or should I?
Paint
should
it.
Yes,
I
paint
should?
it.
Paint it so we can see it.
But it looks like glass.
There's that too.
Are you
I mean,
sure?
some parts of it glass.
Paint
This
it.
is-
Paint it.
Paint it. Paint it.
Paint it. Comment,
is
should he
stunning.
paint it?
Oh, that's true. What is comment? What do the audience think?
Yeah, get some
Yeah.
interactions going.
It has the hue of a boiled sweet.
Don't eat it, Rem. It doesn't go in the
No.
mouth.
Oh,
It doesn't go in the
Don't
mouth.
eat resin. I'm not sure what's
What we
worse.
meant.
Resin in the stomach or resin in the lungs, which is
Please
worse.
don't.
Well,
I
either way,
printed it myself.
that's phenomenal. I
Yeah.
love it.
Oh, yay!
I love that. That's going on top of the mic. That's
Okay.
so beautiful. Right.
No, don't
Thank
tell him to comment.
No,
Don't listen to the
don't tell him
comments.
to eat it. Stop that, Void Captain Bazooka.
Yeah.
Okay, I think, should we have Annie opening a present from
Hmm.
Mr. Remington now?
I will.
It was
Yes.
totally wrapped when it got here.
Yeah.
100%.
It does smell.
The smell of pumpkin.
It smells like a ripe pumpkin.
Ooh. That may be residual.
I think there's
Residual
definitely
pumpkin.
something chocolatey. It's definitely of chocolate form. Oh, I should open on thing, shouldn't I? Or- They're just opening off cam. Oh,
Yeah, don't even tell us what it is.
Yeah.
I was correct. It is chocolates. A variety of the chocolate.
Ooh.
Look
There's
at
a
that.
bunch
That's the classic
yeah.
collection there.
Looks
Not
pretty
for
classy.
Not for
grown
Andy.
up. This is very
Look at
grown
that.
up chocolate here, green and blacks. There is not a reindeer inside. Organic.
All right,
No,
Chad, how long do
reindeer
you think that
inside.
box will last?
See, I get bonus points for that.
Pulled out again. I was thinking I could eat one while they're unwrapping the rest.
You've got a selection of awesome flavors
Ooh.
there, and in handy little wrapped up, individually wrapped pieces there.
Yeah, because it would be great when I take all the wrapping off, make a big sandwich out, and eat them as one big.
Yeah, you get a combination of all the different flavours,
Ever-changing-
like
Yeah, like in Willy Wonka. I'm getting milk chocolates. Now butterscotch.
and then you just turn
Oh,
into a
and a
giant
finale of-
chocolate.
70% cocoa. Thank you, Rem.
You're welcome. That's going to
TikTok.
keep you up all night. That is.
It will.
Okay, I think it's time for Mr. Remington to open another one.
Okay. Well, there's one from Annie and Peeps. No, Annie and Peegs.
Pigs.
I don't know who Peegs is.
Or pigs.
The real pigs.
Or guinea pigs.
Have you got real
Annie has
pigs?
guinea pigs. I did not know.
Did you
guinea
have real
pigs.
pigs?
Oh
I'm
my
going to
God.
save that till last. But
Pushed it back. You're not allowed in now.
Merry Christmas, Remington, from Andy. Look at that. That's really to the point there, isn't it?
Classy as well.
Mhm.
Keep that safe.
Nice little
It
label.
feels like a blister. I want it to be a blister. Is it something he's found from the bargain basement at Mantic Games? Or could it
No.
be something he's swiped off the floor of Warlord Games?
Nope.
Let's
I
find
thought I
out.
saw you rummaging around in the rejects box at work, actually. All the miscasts.
Oh, Tabletop Games Fantasy Heroes.
But what is
Wow.
it?
What did
What-
he?
Yeah.
Some cleaning and assembly may be required. Okay, it's a Halfling Witch Hunter by TT Combat.
Ooh.
That is amazing, man. I love it. I've never seen that model. It's a Halfling Witch
Very
Hunter.
cool.
Oh, I can see his
Gotta
hat,
have that tower hat.
I
like
love
the
that.
snowman's hat.
That is awesome. Such a thoughtful gift, Andy. That's a brilliant, man.
I think
I
that's
wish
going
I'd-
to
Who
go.
drew the
wish
who drew
I'd
the
done more
snowman
now.
on the thing there? That's very good.
Yeah.
think that's
I
going
wish
to
I'd
go.
done more now.
It's going to go very nicely with your halfling army, I think.
It's going to go beautiful. The halfling army, it's down there, third shelf down.
Now I'm ready for disappointment here. I've got a
Food
present,
for life, isn't it?
a
Take
Remington
it home.
present.
It's very sexy wrapping paper though.
Yeah, it's very like gold leopard
Very
print
like-
almost.
Yeah. Where's the sax man? You need him for the trap.
Okay, so he's actually put a picture of a dice on there that's on a 1 as well.
Aw.
So hopefully I won't have rolled a 1 with the quality of this present. Let's find out. Maybe if I roll the dice before I open it. No. Save that for later. Keep all my luck
Gotta
intact.
save your good rolls.
It's good quality paper, this actually. It's not just ripping, it's that fancy stuff that you have to actually completely take apart and you could reuse if you really want.
Ooh.
Here we go.
Oh,
I'm sure
did
this
we
is
get the bag?
painfully loud.
Did we get the bag in the end?
No, we didn't.
Aww.
If this is painfully loud, too bad. It's a Christmas present, it's supposed to be.
ASMR.
What is it, Andy?
Okay, here we go.
You're opening it off cam as well.
It is. It's something.
Dirty
Some
food?
kind of. It looks like a publication with sprues on it.
Ah,
It is Mortal Realms 32 with sprues on it. What is that? What's the sprue?
skulls. Like hundreds of them.
Ooh.
You got beastman skulls, humanoid skulls, ogre skulls, troll skulls, dragon skulls.
I would not have suspected that Remington would actually send a useful present. But he surpassed all expectations with a vast collection of skulls.
There you go. And there's something to read there as well.
I will actually be able to use skulls.
Basing material or you
Very
know?
nice. Well, of course, Mr. Remington, you have my eternal thanks for these wonderful skulls and a few sheets of paper that accompany them, which I'm sure will be read. And
The guinea
that
pigs
is-
will read.
Take a look out on eBay. That might go straight up on eBay.
A bargain.
He's not you, Rem.
Skippage says can never have enough skulls. That is true. I also believe that another company has a few skulls in their range, don't they?
Hmm.
Who could that
Yes, actually, competitor skulls might not be allowed in the house. Might have to confiscate them for bargain bin.
Oh.
I will allow it. as a
Nothing
gift.
happened. You didn't see anything.
Where are
That
these
is-
skulls coming from?
be? Well, Peter says, don't Bad Squiddo do skulls? I don't know. Do they?
I forgot. Yes, we do. We do normal skulls, ogre skulls, demon skulls, monsters, alien skulls. So if you, in the stuff that you've got from Rem there, go, hang on, there's a skull that I need, but it's not covered by this, then you know that you can get some more
That's true.
at badsquiddogames.com.
Now,
Or you know.
Mr. Rem, would you like to open? It's not even the final present though, because I noticed that one of them's been taken out because it's not purely for you. It's for you also to share with your significant other as well. So I notice you haven't got that one out. You can save that one for Christmas
Yes.
Day,
That's by the Christmas tree, that one.
Yeah.
as
Oh.
it should be.
Yeah.
So
There is one more present though that I did send you for Annie. Maybe you could share that. Maybe Andy.
One of
I
you.
don't see no other present.
What?
And what present was that?
The thing I emailed you. The thing I emailed you.
I guess we could look at that as well. Okay.
All right. Should we do that last?
Yeah.
Should I open this first then? While
you're
Andy's
getting
preparing
sorted.
that. This looks amazing. Do you know when Andy
It's
told
pretty
me
cool, to be fair.
Annie had got? I was so like taken aback because I obviously didn't expect anything because it's usually Andy that gets all the glory on this show.
Mm.
By glory, you mean money.
Yeah. Oh wow! Look at this. After Apes.
Oh,
This is
I have a
beautiful, man.
story. I have a story about that as well. After you've. Oh.
Very, very nice. I like to put these in the fridge, so it's sort of like got a crispy hardness to it.
Yeah.
You know, that's how I like. That's beautiful. Thank you very much. But that's not all. There's something else in here. Oh my god, there's some blister packs. This is what I dreamt
Ooh.
about. But that's not it. We've got orange matchmakers as well. She's
Ooh.
outdone me. Annie's outdone me with the gifts, but she hasn't heard the last gift yet. But that is awesome.
Wherever it is.
Now, there's 2 blister packs in it. I'm hoping it's going to be some Bad Squiddo stuff. Oh, it is. Oh my god, it's Bad Squiddo Scenics. Oh my god, these are
You
so
can get them out of the pack and have a look.
these
If I haven't
look
got
brilliant.
labels on.
These are like really professional, man. This is like awesome. How come that everyone doesn't know about Bad Squiddo? Yeah, they should do, because they're brilliant, man. You should get these in every model
They're
shop.
fantastic.
What is
Ever.
That's the. Yeah, tell them what it is. Get
Yeah.
out
It
of the
looks
box.
like
Get out of the box.
tree-
Get out of the box.
Oh, but I'll have to use a pair of scissors or a
No, no,
knife.
you just pop it out. Here.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what you do?
The box blisters, yeah.
I never knew that. I was always
Oh.
cutting them, man.
No. It's how you can reuse them.
Oh wow! See, I've
Learn a
learned
lot on
something new.
this show. So that's the wildlife kit that
Oh,
used for
wow.
basing. So little owls.
Oh, this is so
There's
good because
hedgehogs.
it's so good because I'm doing these wild riders at the moment. Maybe I could put
Oh,
something
That's
like
what
that.
it's
Animals.
for.
I could
That
do
would be
something like that.
cool.
That's
It's
so
very
pretty.
cute. That
You see, I live in Leicester, and that is the home of the foxes. And I
is.
doubt if you can see it. There's a little
Aw.
fox in his little hole in that one, but that's not all. There's
see it.
tons. This is like going to keep me occupied for days.
Good.
So good. We've got a tree stump with an owl on it. I love it.
Aww.
I can put a heroic figure, maybe a heroic Remington.
That would be a nice little diorama, wouldn't it?
Good.
That's
Would,
true.
wouldn't it?
What do you mean heroic?
Uh,
Didn't you just turn your back on the forces of good and join chaos at the end?
Could be a dark hero, right?
We've got badges. We've got hedgehogs. That's so good. I bought my mum a hedgehog hotel last
Aw.
year for a garden, so we've got hedgehogs over there.
Oh,
And just a nice little tree, like a flower thing there. This is wicked, man. That's such a wonderful gift. Thank you so much. I've got to tell you, the quality of these resin sculpts is absolutely stunning. Do I need to
I got
wash?
Rem a Bad Squiddo advert for Christmas.
Do I need to wash them and brush them or
Yeah,
anything? Or
they're
can I just-
resin. They're resin, so give them a little soapy scrub
Okay.
just beforehand, like you do with
Gift
Forge
that
Worlds.
keeps on giving to everyone.
Okay, that's amazing.
Now you need to get a little clip made where you're just staring at it saying, wow, these Bad Squiddo Games miniatures sure can't be beat on quality.
But that's not all. There's one more. I'm so grateful, Annie. This is so good. These hand-sculpted quirky creations fill in many scenic gaps in your gaming and modeling to make them just that extra bit special. Now this looks like more scenery, but it looks like treasure. Now let's pop it, just like a Christmas cracker.
While you're opening that,
Oh, sure.
while you open
Nice.
that, we've got in the comments, Skippage says, Bad Squiddo Games, these look really professional. New tagline.
This- as if I'm some sort of expert. Right, look at this. That is looks like Conan on his throne. The dead Conan, surrounded by the treasure of all his adventures. Perhaps he'll get resurrected one day. Who knows? That's brilliant, man. You see, money isn't everything, right? And that just goes to prove it.
That's why you put them
That
in
was the
stock.
Christmas message that I gifted you.
It's a glimpse into the future of Remington surrounded by all his unsold stocks
Stocks, yeah.
on his
Well,
throne. I'm not cashing in.
I tell you what, though. I tell you what. If Bad Squiddo ever goes public, I'm going to be a major investor. So, yeah.
Not going
that's-
public, man. Not selling out.
Well, maybe I
You
can
just
be.
be an investor, Rem. Just be an
Yes,
investor
that's
anyway.
I can be an investor. That interests me. I could do
Yeah.
that. We've got so much treasure here. That's enough to last a lifetime. And objective markers. We've got Thor's hammer in there, buried amongst treasure, and a shield. This is just phenomenal.
You got
I
to start
love
your
it.
channel back up. Get sponsored.
It's going to take me some time to do these, but you can be sure that I'll be posting up pictures of these on all my socials.
I
That's
expect them
brilliant. Thank
painted
you.
by 2021.
Thank you very much, Danny.
Now, there is
And
another
you better not sell
present.
any of them.
This next thing, can we really classify it as a present? Because it was promised, just regardless of present status, many months ago. Mr. Remington did vow to create this. And he's only gone and done it. I'm going to play it for you now. It is audio based, so crank up that audio, everyone at home, and I'm going to mute the rest of us momentarily so you can have a good listen to it, and we will dance away to this wonderful piece of music.
It's Bad Squiddo Games. Waking every Sunday morning with Annie and friends. Every week it gets better, you know, with Bad Squiddo Games. The home of a dice bag lady, you know, it's Bad Squiddo Games. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Bad Squiddo Games. It's the home of the dice bag lady. That's Bad Squiddo Games.
Wasn't that amazing, everybody? Bad Squiddo
That's-
Games has music now.
That's going to be in your heads
It's
for
so
ages.
cool.
That's true.
It's so cool,
Very
Rem.
nice.
Sunday mornings, play that on, when the show starts with some kind of imagery, if you like, whatever.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, that's a priceless gift, surely.
It is. Thank
Big
you.
gift.
Oh, it's so
One of a
cool.
kind.
It is so
But-
cool.
Yes.
but
I love it.
It's
Your
very
gifts are
hummable.
amazing too.
Yeah.
Oh.
Eee.
Now I've got to
But-
get Andy to teach me how to make my live streams better and put it in, rather than just play it on my phone at the start of the stream.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
that's
Really
not so
gonna
cool.
happen.
That's
Don't
not
want to
so
do that.
cool. But yeah, we need to get Barbara. I need to get Barbara a present now. I'm not sure how.
You're
I can
damn
do
right
that,
you
but I
do.
will. I'll work on that.
Maybe
Okay.
a Barbara theme tune.
That's true. I've been doing streaming on Twitch.
Person.
Don't
Do
use
you
that.
paint? Do you paint miniatures?
I'm
Barbara,
learning to now. I have a Skaven army I'm trying to learn how to paint with, but it's at a friend's house, but with quarantine and all, so.
Skaven, what's the matter with you? Why did you choose those horrible things?
Because I figured that there's a lot of them, they're fairly similar, and if they look awful, that's par for the course for them. So there's really no wrong way with it.
Fair play.
It's like painting
Yeah,
Nurgle
right.
or building orcs, isn't it? Even if you make a mistake, it looks like it was intentional.
So like undead, just goes splatter.
Yeah.
I can't do that. I'll put some blood splat.
Just more blood, I
Fair
don't know.
play. Oh, the chat's gone crazy. What an awesome theme!
Crazy.
What an
Aww.
awesome theme tune.
Such a great
As
job.
Remington Steel.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
gone
that's
crazy. The only
actually
person
right.
who commented. Now, here's the question. Was that a subtle ruse on your part, or did you actually read that out thinking it was somebody else?
I thought it was.
I learned a long time ago. You have to be your own best, promoter in life to get the ball rolling. You know.
But based on some of our history on this show, you haven't learned that you need to pre-read comments before you start reading them out live on the air. Something that maybe has caught you out once or twice over the years. So, let's have a quick look at what GW are doing this Christmas time, because I went through various miniature company websites, any fantasy game system at all, to see if anyone's got any special Christmas shenanigans going on. GW have got quite a bit, as you'd expect. We have some last minute gift ideas, and we're going to scroll past them. We're not going to pause too much, because who wants Blood Angels, honestly? Space Marines? No. Orcs on a truck? Doesn't look very fantasy to me. However, they also suggest that Jakob Bugmanson, which one was it, the 11th? can't remember which number he is now, but him. They recommend him as a fine Christmas gift. And I keep being tempted by this miniature, you know. I haven't painted anything in a while, and it would just be that one dude, so it wouldn't be too difficult. Been tempted. See whether I end up taking the beer plunge.
Now, guys, if you didn't know, Andy lives literally 5 minutes walk from Warhammer World, right?
Well, let's not go crazy now, but it is pretty close,
Okay.
yes. So I could
Here's
buy
the
one of
address.
these quite easily.
Right?
Yes,
It's like,
here is my address, and here are the GPS coordinates. If you would like to turn up outside and have a party. In these times when, of course, partying must be outdoors, so we'll have a street party.
Yes. Just in case you weren't sure, please do not.
Do not
yeah,
do
right.
Please do not.
I
Moving
can't tell
on
you.
from the house location.
Hey, I can't tell you how good these miniatures are. I mean, Anna, did you design these? Tell me how these. How did you do
Can't-
this?
Or so they're entirely Ristol, the sculptor. So they're part of his older stuff that he sculpted before I acquired him.
Ah.
The animal pack is a mixture of our designs. So with Ristol, I don't give him like finite drawings of what exactly I want. But I sort of listed a bunch of animals. When I want those animals, I want them in and around some trees, fallen trees, bits of foliage, stuff like that. And that
Yeah.
gives him a bit more creativity to sort of do his own thing with it as well, which works really well.
It's
The Cursed
so
Treasure,
good.
he used to own a terrain company, which was all his sculpts, and he sold that to me 2 years ago. So I took over what used to be Ristol's extraordinary market and
Wow.
got it all. It's all made in the UK now under Bad Squiddo Scenics, but we've worked with Ristol since then. So there's the stuff that was prior to Annie, before Annie, and after Annie eras.
He must be like crying in his sleep now because it's like the success you've brought to
No,
life. These miniatures
he-
once more.
well, before he was having to sculpt, cast, run a business, do all that stuff, which everyone who does that reaches a point where they hate it. So the whole point was he was to get rid of the business part, but just sculpt, so he can focus on sculpting. So
Yeah.
since he sold me that, I then hire him to sculpt still. So he gets a lot of work out of Bad
So
Squiddo.
if
So he just gets to make the models, get the money, make some more models,
So-
get the money.
So Anna, you remind me of a very famous car manufacturer called Henry Ford, who once said that only a fool would think they're good at everything and do every part of the
Exactly.
business. It's impossible. I learned that in music. There's one point when I was trying to write, record, engineer, produce, master, mix, do the artwork, do the distribution, and it's just impossible to do all that well on your own.
Yeah.
And if you can do what you're good at and get other people to do what you need them to do, everyone's happy. It's so much better that way. I wish someone had told me that before, but it took me 20 years to realize that.
is this why your YouTube channel maybe isn't flying high, Mr. Remington? Because you've realised, you know what, I can't perform on camera and edit the description and make the thumbnails.
I think I'm a better Andrew Ridgeley to George Michael. Maybe I'm a better number 2.
Mm.
I accept that. That's fine. I can be that. I can be that guy. The
Anyway,
wingman.
speaking of wings, on the screen right now, GW have teased us with a wing and a claw on a rock. Whoop-de-doo. Next,
Flying Ghoul.
yeah, it might be some kind of ghoul. Model of the year they've done as well. So I'm thinking at the end of the year we might do our own model of the year.
Ooh.
Because
Choose
why not rip off
wisely.
something from GW? They're ripping
Oh,
off
I like
our
that.
show enough.
I
So-
love
I
that.
love that they do. I love that they do awards for their own models.
Yeah.
I
Like, who
think-
voted this?
I'm gonna do it.
I think 2021 should be Andy and Rem's revenge year. It's where we copy everything that GW do.
Does that mean our stock price is going to go through the roof?
Maybe. I mean, last 6 years they've been copying everything that we do, right? Let's just flip it around now. 2021, Andy's revenge. Hashtag.
There you
Yes.
go. Get it trending.
Do you put the hashtag first or at the
You
end?
do.
Yes, you do.
do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Put one at the end just to be sure, you know.
I'll show
like
you how to make a
stamps.
Twitter account later.
Yeah, why don't you have a Twitter account, right?
Yeah, you're missing some
do.
sweet news.
Well, I got locked out of my Twitter. I can't use it
Did
anymore.
you lock
I
yourself
forgot.
out of Twitter?
Yeah, I forgot the password.
Oh, there's a little button that says "Help, I'm Rem," and I've forgotten my password.
Yeah,
Which I had to do with Discord right before this as well.
That
Oh
is
yes,
true.
Discord. That's the thing I use a lot.
But we should do. Someone's mentioned in the chat there. How about a Bad Squiddo model of the year? That's Sidakuro Kwan said that. A Bad Squiddo model of the year.
Yeah,
Yes.
what's that?
We should do that
we
for the.
have somehow managed to release quite a lot in pandemic year. So
Yeah, the year we'll do it on our New Year's show. How about
Yeah,
that?
some
New
end of
Year's-
year awards. How about that?
I love it.
yes, because I want awards. Just give me
I love it.
a little
Let's do
bit
it.
of paper, a little bit of paper on a bit glued to a bit of card that says Annie good. Just that's fine. And then I'll be like, yeah, get an
Alright.
award.
Let's do it.
There's a per year per month because it shows that they're doing it every month.
Yeah, this is their favourite model from each month, I think, and then we have to vote on which month's miniature was the best.
Way too much 40k there straight
Yeah,
off.
I know. Initially, right off the bat.
Yeah, so although at the end it's picked up a bit because if you look at this, you've got a bit of you've got the wing dangler himself there.
Yep.
You've got
It can have been model of the year. That's so funny.
You've got
Surely it should have been the
Mega
guy
Gargant.
meditating.
You've got the Blood Bowl legend with his bird and the medals,
Yeah.
and then you've
Yeah.
got cow elves with hammers.
That's awful. For
Hey, it's double
December.
elves. Like, nah.
Yeah, I disapprove it. No way is it December. No.
Honestly, especially with didn't the new guy come back from the dead, blonde one?
Yeah, Sigvald. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely
Sigvald.
right.
Yeah, why wasn't he brought up at all?
Do you
Or,
not
or,
out
or,
though?
or Bugmanson. Maybe he could have made an
Uh,
appearance there.
Yeah, has Sigvald been released yet? I don't know.
He was
Uh,
I
released.
don't
Oh,
think
right.
he's been.
Oh, not fully released, I guess. He was just teased, wasn't it?
Yeah, maybe he's early next year. Maybe his release. Maybe that's why.
Maybe
I
that,
think
but
some
I
of
forget
the
full
like
release.
bloggers, some of the bloggers and people like that have got copies, so you might have seen them being painted.
I think
Yeah,
these are the
it's out.
models. These are the models. They haven't sold as many as they hoped, so they're sort of replugging them.
Hyping them
They
up.
sold for a month, I could see it because some of them haven't been released yet.
Don't say this though, because we haven't seen what the Bad Squiddo model of the year is going to be like yet.
I'm totally gonna do that.
Yes, do
Yeah,
it.
yes, you don't sell very much. Yes, this model.
I vote
Model.
for the Saxman.
You should, Annie. You
I-
should
I
put a
think
bunch
it's already
of them
won.
up there and let people vote for them. Make it interactive, engaging.
And then we'll
Put a
reveal the
poll.
results on the show.
Oh,
The New Year's
yes.
special.
And then I could give myself an award.
Speaking
I'd
of
like to thank
specials,
me.
About to say, if I could send you things, I'd send you one, but
absolutely. I mean, speaking of special things, just before it escapes my mind, I did have $1 million idea come to me, and I might as well tell you as an extra present in case you guys ever want to use it to make $1 billion. But this is Rem's $1 million idea of the week. Right, so you got central heating, yeah? Okay. but
No, no, Rem. No, we
Oh.
don't have
No.
central heating.
Okay.
We don't.
That's a non-starter then, isn't it? All right. So
We don't.
you have most people, if they're lucky, have central heating in the house. But the problem is, I'm sure you'll agree, Barbara, you might be only occupying one room in the evening, right? So you turn the central heating on, but the whole house gets hot. What a waste of energy. Shouldn't you be able to choose by the click of buttons which rooms the central heating goes on in? Introducing the REM heating.
yeah,
It sounds,
centralized.
Heating
sounds
by
like
REM.
a thing
Not
that
central.
probably already exists.
Yes.
It has
sounds very.
to. I don't have it. I don't
I
think.
don't have it. There you go. So with with central REM heating solutions, just with you turn the buttons on and it heats up
Specifically heating.
those specific rooms, because the only way the only other way of doing that is by going to every heater and turning them off around the house,
Radiators
which
have
is
a
quite
I love
annoying.
to have that problem. I
Exactly, and
love it.
if you're an old age pensioner, it might be too tight, and you might twist the wrong thing, and then it starts flooding and whatnot, right? So that's a central REM solution heating
You could have an
device.
advert of somebody going, "Oh no, has this ever happened to you?" And the water's all coming out the radio, and she goes, "Why didn't I buy that REM solution?" And then you pop up. It's
Well, you
not too
found your
late.
actor,
Here I
and
am.
he's your
It's me,
man.
REM. We found your
Yeah.
address because I just go to people's houses. Here I am, Central REM, and
Does
you've
it-
got, I don't know, some sort of cool outfit. I don't know
You
what,
see,
but-
I think miniatures and hobbyist enthusiasts are always looking for a bargain, always looking for a greener solution. And let's face it, most miniature enthusiasts, gamers, are going to be located in one room for the majority of the day.
So they just turn all the radiators.
Yeah, but they don't, you see, because people are lazy and they don't want the hassle. Why not just press the REM console, okay, and the solution is at your fingertips?
Was that actually a joke there, calling it the RemCon Soul?
I bet there's some
No,
smart
no.
ass in the comments now that's going to tell me they already have this.
So
Well, I've
can,
never
It's
seen
can
it.
almost
you...
certainly a thing.
I think
Yeah,
this has
but-
got a chance if, as a free promotional gift, you give away some of your other $1 million ideas that maybe turned out to be like $10 ideas. So you've got a lot of them just piled up in a warehouse, like, for example, Remington's stripper fluid.
I'm still
Those-
waiting on the
those
double
awful-
ender.
Yeah, the Remington's dry double ender as well.
I still missed that episode, so I kind of don't want to know. Just-
I'm sure it's talked about in the Discord. Just go in there.
David,
I'm
hello,
sure
Dave.
it's,
David Kitely says radiators have a TRV, mate. I don't know what that means. Is there R for Remington? Maybe. I don't know what that means, my friend. I'm not a plumber. I'm just the ideas man.
So, a few minutes ago, Mr. Rem, you were suggesting that maybe you'd invest in Bad Squiddo Games. I actually was tuned in to Sunday Morning Coffee, Bad Squiddo Games weekly live show, and I heard that Annie is actually thinking about buying out Remington Industries. That is something that
Wow.
you said. I could find the clip.
it was, yes.
Yes.
I'm coming for you, small business.
Well, it's a small business. It's not a small business, my dear. This is
It's
this
all
is
right,
a,
we've
this
got
is
the
an
funds.
empire.
We've got the funds. We bring you in. We give you an office. Here, an office. Churn them
think tank.
ideas out.
They
Think
can
tank.
make videos.
Yeah,
Make
but the
someone
think
make
tank.
this
We can
video.
put you in the think tank. So you'll be like
Ooh.
that in my office, a little Rem.
Put him in a fish tank
And I'll yeah.
with the pig.
love it.
A literal think tank. And I'll be stuck on something. I'll consult Rem. So a little glass tap like that. I go, tell me, Rem of the waters.
He'll,
Shake
he'll,
it.
he'll
What do we
scurry.
do?
He'll scurry to the
What
back
am
of
I
his
to do?
enclosure.
Scurry into a little
Is
cave.
that your
bit.
invention then, the Remington think tank? So it's a tank that you install in your office, and then you have a Remington in there, so that when you need something thought about, you just ding 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 ding. Hey Remington, and then he'll come scuttling over and dispense wisdom.
That's
Yeah, say,
amazing. It's
oh,
like-
the printer's not working, Rem. What do I do? And you go,
Maybe not ask him about
I don't
tech.
know. I don't know. this is rubbish. I want a refund. Who sold me this? It was you. You sold me it from inside the tank. Ugh.
You just sprinkle in some REM flakes. Make sure he's well fed.
Rem flakes. I think you need
the
some
chat-
Rem ointment if you're having Rem flakes.
Ooh.
Well, look, the chat's going crazy. They're loving the guests tonight. They're loving the guests. Yeah,
And we love you.
nice. Something like Remington nostril hair clippers. Yeah, but all the answers from the Rem think tank is done in song. How about that?
Oh, I'd be down for that.
So I think we
I'd
should
be
have a
down for
little
that.
live demonstration of that now. So let's imagine that inside the Bad Squiddo office, there is the Remington think tank. Just a little, probably not naked Remington, even though it would get quite hot in there. He should be wearing something.
Loincloth.
And yeah, loincloth-clad
Then he
Remington.
goes down and it floats up. And
So Annie is at the
down.
computer. Suddenly, there's an issue. Blue screen of death. You slide on over in your little wheelie chair. You knock on the glass. Let's have a little interaction here.
Oh, Remington of the waters. My printer's not working, and the paper's not being taken in. What do I do?
Oh, Annie, just press the button on the REM solution.
Which
And
button?
press
Which
the blue
button?
one, or is it the red one?
The blue one's flashing now. Do I press that?
And that's it.
Sorry.
You have to put more money in the think tank.
Yeah,
I
you gotta
know.
tap more coins.
You have
Another
to buy the
pounding.
REM extension tool there.
The REM
This is
premium.
so-
Yeah, you have to
The
get
Rem-
the REM Platinum account. You have to sign up
That's
for
the downloadable content.
to get
Yeah.
the
You
full
may just want to go
song.
with the family plan.
Well, there you go. We've actually run out of time, haven't we? Now,
No.
I mean, I don't know how we're going
We're done.
to
Okay,
which
so we haven't got
code, I mean,
time. We haven't got time to look at Remington's miniatures, I'm afraid. So we're going to go straight into a very quick. What the hell is that? And there's only one miniature in it, but it has about 5 pieces. And it's a nice festive scene that GW gave us. So let's see what the hell is that theme song to lead us into this.
What the hell is that? What the hell is that? Is it a chaos force or a vampire bed? What the hell is that? 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 Only Andy and Remington, Andy and Remy, Andy and Remington know. What the hell is that? What the hell is that? Is it Sigmar's speed or Neferata's hat? What the hell is that? What the hell is that? Is it a mangled squig or a sorcerer's rat? Only Andy and Remington, Andy and Remy, Andy and Remington know.
Okay, we're back. Now look at that image there. There are 4 or 5 pieces of a miniature in that beautiful festive scene. But what is it? Someone's going to get it.
They're dwarves, right?
Well, yes. That's the festive scene that GW presented us with. Bugmanson there looking over the fire slayers. But which miniature has pieces of itself scattered around the scene?
What?
Yes. Multiple pieces in different places. I think someone's going to recognise at least one of them. There's a few things that shouldn't be in the image. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Below the-
We're looking at this wonderful image that Annie is distraught over.
I'm distraught.
Oh, you're not used to this by now.
Yes, I am. I just get distraught every
She's still
time.
just like, no, I refuse.
Okay, I see something. There's something by Bugmanson's ear.
Yeah, so you got an
Yes.
earring and a cap on the I forgot a stein. That's what it was.
Tankard.
Tankard, that might be something.
There are multiple pieces that you can be looking at here.
Oh, so there's something in the bottom corner.
I'm going to bring up Mr. Arrow, I think, if I can find him. Because somebody has got to point people in the right direction. So we've identified a bit of ear danglage here. What could that be from? They're all from the same miniature. So there's a dangly piece there. We've identified that this looks a bit rogue, this item here. What could that be? There's also something on the lid of his drink here as well. And also something else that looks like it shouldn't be there. We've got this
That
patch of
floor.
earth here. Looks like a bit of a strange texture.
Yeah.
What's going on there? Where have you
Like
seen
a
a
ripped up
texture like
paint.
that before?
I need some sugar to help me with this. Excuse the crackling. I
Man,
was
somebody's going to
gifted.
get this. Is somebody even going to guess? Nobody guesses, I'm going to start giving clues. Okay. It's something perhaps a little bit evil, shall we say? William.
Oh.
William has got it. It is, in fact,
What?
as we bring up the solution, a bloodthirster who's in the wrong place on the screen. There we go. There's the bloodthirster. So, let's get rid of him and look. So, a bit of his wing membrane was on the rocks. A bit of his danglage was coming from Bugmanson's ear. And the top of his weapon, which you can't actually see here. Let's slide it down so you can see. There you go. That. So, yeah, well done, William. So,
Well done.
Annie
Can I
despairs,
give
but
William
somebody
a
actually
prize?
gets it.
Can I give William a prize? Because I'm so impressed by that.
You can. What prize is that?
A £5 Bad Squiddo voucher. It sends me a message.
How very
Yes.
festive.
Oh, so nice. Congratulations. Good job.
Contact me on the website and I'll
That's
give you a
amazing.
code.
It was
So
quite an
everyone-
impressive performance.
That is very impressive, especially it's
Yeah.
my face. What the hell is that? I don't
Oh,
know.
William Matthews.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, he says thank you.
Wow, look at those amazing models. Who painted them? They're pretty
Yeah, I
cool.
think it was
Very nice.
somebody, some chump, perhaps.
Is it someone who matches them with the antlers?
A hand-painted banner there as well.
Yeah, are you
cool.
dressed to lead them into battle at the moment, perhaps?
Yes.
Cosplay.
Mm.
Yeah, we've got to do the basing though, but Annie's provided that solution
Oh yeah.
from Bad Squiddo Games.
I am
So-
biased, but I really do think there'd be wicked on there.
Yeah, man,
Some good forest stuff.
definitely.
Do you know what else would be truly wicked?
What?
Taking a trip into the Witch Coven before it gets too late for Rem.
Oh,
Oh,
pass out.
wow. What are we supposed to start now, or is that?
Yes, it's your cue to start not the Forest of Rem. It's not that good. Witch Coven.
Are we going to have a theme tune, or we're just going to go straight into it?
We can have a theme tune if you're not in a rush. Do you
That would
want to perform it live, the action-packed version?
That would just give me a minute just to prepare my notes
Okay.
in my black book.
Okay, I'll play the pre-recorded peaceful version then. Here it comes, and I won't mute us while it's going on though. So controversial. No, I will actually.
Alright, already got my prop ready. No one look at it. There we go.
Steel, the famous DM in Witch Coven. That's it, a Witch Coven, Witch Coven. Andy the young girl in Witch Coven, a world that doesn't care. That Andy is a beast man who lays it all bare. Witch Coven, Witch Coven. Andy's gonna get in Witch Coven, he's gonna get it. Every week, a sacrifice to Cain. He's gonna get it.
Okay, that's enough of that.
We're done.
It's time.
Oh, gosh.
Remington.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you'd heard the theme tune, the lyrics, it basically tells you the story of what we're about to get on probably the greatest narrative wargaming adventure ever created from this place where I'm sitting here. Okay. Andy is an Ungor. He's a rather diminutive Ungor. He's been banished from his tribe whilst trying to capture the heart and mind of a beast maiden who unfortunately is in a state of she's unavailable to him. He has to try and save her. The only way he can save her is by giving her some witch brew. And if you don't know what witch brew is, it's basically the blood from a cauldron of sacrifice. To cut a long story short, Andy has been transformed temporarily by a witch who wants to regain her position in the witch coven. She's transformed Andy into a sort of a dark elf eunuch, and he's found himself blessed by a dreadlord who has sent Andy on a quest to find a witch coven with a small band of dark elf corsairs, one of which wants Andy to betray the dreadlord and his name is Seeger. And in return, Seeger has shown Andy where the location of the Witch Coven is. So here we are, stood outside of a strange, dark-looking cave, which looks like a place of rituals and sacrifice. So accompanying Andy is Seeger, who is quite a devious dark elf who wants to rise up in the world of dark elf pageantry, and another elf warrior who at this time is left unnamed. Andy, do you wish to enter the cave? You hear some strange music coming from it, or do you want to just wait outside and inspect the bones scattered around the rocks?
You know what? I think I'm going to dive straight into the cave, but first I'm going to show you that for this episode I'm not going to have to use the giant dice that destroys everything, because in this bag, somebody next to me on the screen right now, they have sent some delightful, swirly, majestic, easily readable orange dice for me to use specifically for this game. So there you go. And on that note, I'd also like to address some rumours that have been circulating as well about the legendary Batzooka. I can confirm, in fact, that she is an American. Yes, it's true.
All this time?
Yes.
Sorry, I'm sorry. I had
You
to be
said you were
quiet.
from Swansea.
Deeply scandalous.
Don't look at me.
I can't.
Okay, so I'm entering the cave
No, moving on.
with dice.
You're entering the cave. You hear some strange panpipe music. It's quite entrancing, actually. Almost reminds you of the kind of music you would hear a snake charmer as the snake rises from a basket, some sort of cobra. Anyway, your beastly imagination doesn't run too wild, but you hear two female voices, and they are nattering about what they will put in the pot. It seems like you've stepped upon some strange ritual, and Seeger looks at you and goes, "Shh." Stealthy dark elves want to listen. So you listen, and you hear these conversation happening now between two alluring female dark elves.
The cauldron isn't full at all. We need more blood.
But where can we get the blood?
There must be something on this island we can use.
Yes. The blood caves.
Oh, yes.
Caves.
More blood, more bones.
Seeger whispers to you, Andy. Heavens, that seems like Melissa, the Slaughter Queen herself, with her bunny mask on. And she must be talking to the honored high priestess of the coven, Borsch. You listen as the conversation develops.
Have we any fresh eggs for the soup?
There might be. You might have to go check the storage. I think
We'll
it's
see if
out back
any
there.
I'll go see if any have been freshly left. You guard the cauldron.
I shall, and look for rats.
Ah, so Borsch turns away from the cauldron where it looks like Melissa is kind of guarding it and tastingly looking into the contents of the cauldron. Andy, at this point, you must take a bestial initiative test because your
Okay.
bestial instincts are taking over and you can't resist the smell of the cauldron.
Here we go.
You might well give away your identity to the Dark Elves at this point.
I've rolled
need to
one.
roll. Oh, well done. Your initiative was only 2, so you needed to roll a 1 or 2.
Can I
and you
perform an
did.
action now?
You can perform an
'Cause
action.
I've got a plan. So, Seeger, I don't like him very much. And I think that I could get the jump on these foul fiends if they're busy dealing with Seeger. I'm going to attempt to distract him somehow, like, hey, look at that cauldron over there. And then when he goes, huh? Then I'm going to stab him in the side and then push him into the cauldron chamber and hide.
I like it, but what about his Dark Elf companion?
His Dark Elf companion, I'm going to distract in an equally tricky manner.
Well, at this moment, the Dark Elf companion is transfixed by the scene in front of him.
Oh, well, there you go then.
Because these two Dark Elf ladies are very tasty looking, by the way, and the Dark Elf is sort of drooling. But this is part of their mystique, you see. They will draw you in and then take you and feast upon your bones and your blood for the glory of Cain. There you go.
So if the unnamed Dark Elf is distracted, then he'll just think that Seeger was also so enraptured that he couldn't help but stumble into the cauldron chamber bleeding from his abdomen.
Right. Well, okay. So you take out a goblet that you've brought with you. You've brought a goblet because you must take back a sample of the witch's brew. And you take the goblet and you tell Seeger to fill it with the contents of the cauldron. How about that? Could that work? Maybe to get him to go closer?
That's not exactly what I said.
No? Okay. So you just want to push him?
I would like to then take the goblet and then circle round the cauldron so that when they're distracted dealing with this easily defeated bleeding elf, I can then sneak in and scoop up the blood and hide again.
Okay, now just to remind you, Seeger is no chump. He is a Dark Elf hero, so this won't be an easy feat. You need to roll a d6 and you need to roll high.
Okay, I'll use the other dice then, because that one rolled a 1. So here we go.
That doesn't look good.
That's also a 1.
There's no 1. How could it possibly go any worse? So, Ander, you stumble round Seeger and you give him a violent push in the side, and he screams and knocks into the cauldron, but not into it, and with a clunk, because his armor hits the iron side of the cauldron, alerting both witches to these intruders. Meanwhile, you find yourself on the floor looking up as Seeger's looking down at you in disbelief. And in that moment of distraction, the witches act. But what do they do?
Corners blast us.
Oh, much blood.
Yes. After them.
Right. Well, Bush, as the high priestess, she wields a mighty two-handed scimitar. Do you have a dice handy there?
No.
I have mine close. Let me grab mine.
Okay. So,
Andy can roll on my behalf.
Melissa's got some dice. She's going to roll on Bush's behalf. She is aiming at Seeger, whose neck is exposed.
Kill Seeger for me.
As you well know, Dark Elves have very high initiative, so all this happens in milliseconds.
Got my skull of dice. Hold on.
Go.
All
So
right.
we need to roll high. Three up.
Sister.
3 up is a guaranteed hit.
4.
It's a 4. So you swing the two-handed scythe and it clunks right into the temple of Seeger, whose eyes are wide open with surprise and betrayal and disgust. The scimitar gets stuck in his forehead, and while wrestling it free, you manage to pull him into the cauldron. Cloak, armor, everything he's holding and carrying goes into the bubbling cauldron with a hiss and a scream. You can't help but scream yourself in absolute delight. Now, the Dark Elf companion is not sure what to do at this point. You need to roll a dice to determine what he will do.
Okay. Can I give him a name as well?
You can give him a name. Give him a Dark Elfish name, but don't do a silly name like Bill.
I was going to give him a
Lunch.
really silly name. Okay, here we go. Derek. Derek A. Elf. It's a 5.
It's a 5. Their elf is terrified at the hex and the spell and the evilish atmosphere and the whole vibe, and he throws down his spear and runs back. You sense that he's going to run right back to the ship, and the ship may no longer be there if you ever get out of this mess. Meanwhile, Andy is exposed on the floor as 2 witches looking down on him, muse over his fate. What are they
Muse
to
over
do?
his exposure.
Am I able to grab that spear and throw it at the guy running away?
Give it a go.
I want more blood, more carnage.
I like it. Go. You need to roll high.
5.
It's a 5. A 5. The spear goes hurtling through the air just as Derek is leaving the cave. His back's exposed with a thud. The spear lodges in his back and he falls flat on his face. And that is the end of his life.
While that's going on, I think now would be the perfect time to call in a favour from the Almighty.
Morgwin, the crone.
Yes, 'cause I'm owed one favour, I'm pretty sure. I can only summon the assistants once.
It seems like a good time to do it. You rub your finger where you have your ring that Morgwin gave you, and suddenly a laughing sound can be heard. A puff of smoke comes from the mouth of the cave, and astonished, the two witches who are looking down at you now avert their gaze to the decrepit figure of an ancient dark elf witch who they look at with both reverence, fear, and also anger. For they see their nemesis, Morgwin, the rival Slaughter Queen, who was banished and disgraced by you, Melissa. Morgwin hisses, "So, you summon me. Is this how you use your gift?" Well, obviously, yes, you're thinking.
Yes, it is, in fact, how I use my gift.
She hobbles towards the scene, and it seems you can't tell if this incorporeal form is flesh and blood or merely some sort of hallucinogenic experience for the three of you. Let's lay our cards on the table, shall we?
Yes.
This pathetic eunuch you see lying before you is not all he seems, is he?
Moo.
At this moment, you look down, and what you thought was a dark elf eunuch is actually a diminutive Ungor radar.
That's not going to give us much blood, is it?
Not gonna give us enough.
Behold, the true aspect of this being is revealed. For I have the power over all things in this world and the next.
You have no power over us, especially Melissa.
You show your cowardice by not even appearing in the flesh.
And I like swipe at it.
Borsch, you betrayed me, Borsch. How could you do this? We were blood sisters, and you shown your
were.
favor to another.
I am afraid she was just way cooler. So what was I to do?
Yeah,
I will-
suck it, nerd.
I will have my revenge. Ungor, gather the blood from the cauldron and deliver it to me now.
Okay.
What will you do?
Me.
I'm going to stroll towards the cauldron with the goblets, just like
Melissa,
all
are you going to
casual
allow
like.
this?
No,
gonna allow
not
us
at all.
to
I'm going to
sexually-
attack.
Pardon?
I wish to attack.
Attack. You're going to attack Morgwin the Crone.
If she's there, but if he's going towards my cauldron, I'm gonna attack that Ungor first.
Or you're going to kill Andy first.
Yep.
He's trying to touch my goods.
Kill
Andy,
him.
it's just your chance to use what little wit you have in your little Ungor brain.
Yes.
This could be a time to strike a deal of some sorts. Can you think of anything to get yourself out of this? Because at the moment, there's no scenario where you survive.
Yes. First of all, remind me the name of the captain on the ship.
Seeger.
He was not the captain.
But he's the one that's dead.
Well, there was the Dreadlord.
Yeah, who's the Dreadlord then?
The Dreadlord, his name was Draclear.
Okay. Witches. Know you of Draclear?
No.
Don't think I
No,
do.
we don't know him. We don't know
Okay,
him.
let me tell you about him.
How tall was he? Was he...
He's not
Tall
a very
guy,
nice
tall
elf.
guy.
In fact, he sent me here to steal your blood. But
What?
I don't even
What?
like him. Twist. I think he's
Why?
pretty awful. So I came here to harvest some fake blood to take back to him to do away with the coven forever. And then
And Andy, he doesn't really want the blood. It's your beast tribe that want the blood.
I'm lying.
Okay. But you are in your true appearance right now as a beast man.
Yes.
So the witches aren't really believing you at this moment.
Can I try and persuade them with a dice roll?
You can. It might be better to tell the truth though.
But I've started lying now.
The
Okay.
one thing we witches hate most is lies. Please do continue with your tale anyway. Hope it's
Yes,
not got
I
any
shall.
lies in it.
It does not. So, as I was saying, I knew a boy many years ago, a small boy, who would frolic around with the beast herd. However, he lost his powers of speech and could only communicate by raising his eyebrows. Once for yes, twice for no. Anyway, that same boy contacted me less than a month ago and told me that I needed to bring him blood from the witch coven to regain his powers of speech so that he could talk to his deceased relatives via the powers bestowed upon him by the magical blood. And
What was this boy named?
Draclia Jr.
Lies, 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 lies,
They all know you're lying. And
lies.
at this moment, Morgwyn is, you feel like she's once again part of the sisterhood. For she reveals to you Andy's true nature and true mission. And she tells you everything she did for this pathetic Ongor in front of you. How will this end? Who knows? One can only wait and see for the next edition of Witch Coven.
Well, that's quite a pickle we've been left in.
That's a cliffhanger.
Yeah. Sorry, not sorry. All your friends are dead.
Well, I was trying to kill most of them, so it's okay.
That's true. That really just helped.
Well, folks, if that hasn't got you on the edge of your festive, bauble, endangled seats, then I don't know what will.
Next edition is going to be the very last installation of Witch Coven, by the way. Perhaps on New Year's Eve or the New Year's show.
The New
Well, we've
Year's
got a
special.
Hopefully our guests will come back because the audience demand it. We demand it.
Yes. I got it. There we go.
It has been a bumper, festive edition of the show. I think everyone will agree. Everyone in
I
the
would, yeah.
festive spirits. Even Remington with his...
Horns.
The Horns of Rem.
There you go.
Oh, I hope
So-
you
Next
enjoyed
show.
that. I
Yes,
hope you
it's
enjoyed
very
that. I'm sure we'll agree. A far superior tale to the Forest of Rem.
I don't know about that. We'll have to see how the finale wraps up, whether I abandon my true nature and just join the forces of evil.
Assuming that the forces of evil will allow it.
Assuming the forces of evil are even interested in my services as a lowly Ungor, who's very bad at lying, apparently.
That's
So-
true.
Before we go, first of all, I've heard a whisper that on Remington's channel, nothing will be happening. And Bad Squiddo Games, of course, can be buying your Christmas gift cards, especially if you've forgotten to buy someone a present and there's very little time left. Why not spend that money on Bad Squiddo Games gift card?
Gift card for every budget?
Everybody.
Wow, every
Hey.
budget, as long as it's minimum £10.
Well, the least you can all do is just check out Bad Squiddo Games website and see what they've got there. You won't be
should.
disappointed.
We've
It's
got
very
Dead
professional.
Got Dead Gamer in the house who's just turned up now at this late hour and says Merry Christmas to everyone.
Oh wow, the legend!
Christmas.
What a legend, man! Yeah, make sure you like this video. Maybe even think about sharing it, or maybe not.
Tell
Maybe.
people before the next episode, share, say, I'm
Yes.
going to be watching this show. You should come watch it with me because it's wicked.
There's no show that has all the adventures that this one does, surely.
There definitely isn't. And if anyone's not
No.
liking this video right now, what are you doing with your life?
Are they even subscribed?
I
Even
hope so.
ring that bell.
Have they also checked out the Bad Squiddo Games?
If that
YouTube
like
channel
button
that
hasn't
had lots
been-
of similar stuff, and they subscribe to that?
We've got loads going on. We've got Bad Squiddo Games, the return of Annie and Barbara for a New Year's special, and the finale of Witch Coven, but also, I've just forgotten.
While you're remembering, we could also mention that there is some internet content out there of the Batzookian variety as well, if you would like to tell the world about that.
Yes, I stream fairly randomly on twitch.tv/Batzooka. Right now I'm going through the whole playthrough of BioShock, and hopefully I can get some Phasmophobia gaming in as well.
Wow.
Yes, so
And
very
not
exciting.
Not only that, I think there's probably going to be some vermin type fun happening over this festive period.
Yes.
Because
Certainly
there-
is.
There's scores to settle. I currently hold the title of the worst player ever on Vermintide 2.
Yeah,
With
do we have
most
the evidence of that?
We do, which I'm going to bring up right now, in fact, because let's get rid of this Witch Coven logo. So, here is a bit of a screen capture that was shown to me after the fact, because we were all going along swimmingly. Remington was keeping his friendly fire to a minimum, and he even stopped using his flamethrower in the tunnels with all of us standing in front of him, which was a step in the right direction, I felt. However, you can see here, what's that in the top right? It looks like it's saying the dwarf killed Kruber. While there's a big fiery explosion going on right next to Kruber, caused by the dwarf's pistols. So can
Drake
you,
pistols.
if this is Exhibit A, are you just going to plead guilty right now?
Look, I was dressed to kill. I'd come to the party as a dwarf engineer. We were investigating a bunch of mines. I thought I'd come fully locked and loaded with Drake pistols and flamethrowers to clean out these tunnels. It turns out it was the worst weapon to use on this adventure, and I blew up frequently.
They don't call it friendly fire for nothing.
There is that. Now, I'm going to bring up the episode thumbnail now, so if anyone wants to wave before we get to that point so they can actually see you waving, then now would be a good time. So do some waving. Yeah, wave.
Hey,
Bye!
So there's the thumbnail, and before we go, though, not only is Remington going to sing something festive, I have actually prepared a festive song myself.
Ooh,
And everyone knows that
Oh.
I have the most beautiful singing voice in all the realms.
that is true.
So,
There's no way I could possibly follow that, Andy. This has got to be the last part of this show. The
I don't
parting
know.
shot.
We'll see if Remington thinks that the show can bear to end on such a note. Here we go. I watched YouTube on Tuesday night. I'll tell you what I saw. A handsome man named Andy on a show you can't ignore. His sidekick Remington lost fortunes on stocks from G-Dub. Watch the Andy and Rem show. It is safer than the pub. It is definitely safer than the pub. Mr. Remington,
Rem?
you going to allow us to finish on that note, or are you going to provide something festive as well?
Sing off! Sing off! Sing off!
Come on.
Sing
Sing
off!
off, sing off.
Okay, let's do an audience pleaser.
Hey.
Something festive, come on.
Okay. We wish you a Squiddo Christmas. We wish you a Squiddo Christmas. We wish you a Squiddo Christmas. And a Batzooka New Year.
Oh.
Yay!
And on that note, don't forget, click every link in the description multiple times, like the video 100 times, make multiple false accounts, and, you know, violate all the terms and conditions by liking it 100 times, get us banned, and I think that's everything.
Yeah, let's see if we can get more than a few dozen views.
Yeah.
All that remains to be said at this point is, as usual, good night out there, whatever you are, and ho, ho, ho.
It's the Andy and Remington Steel Show on your screens tonight. It's the Andy and Remington Steel Show for your home delight. We're talking about Age of Sigmar and anything else that is cool. Talking about Warhammer fans.